Tell us a little bit in detail about the injury and about doing the rehab in Myrtle Beach.
Well, it was a pretty standard hamstring injury. Just usually takes a couple weeks to kind of get over the hump. It's just kind of a tough time right now with starting the season, and I just had nowhere really to play last week. So I was excited to get out here and get some ball games in, and hopefully the rain will hold off and I actually get to play in one today. But you know, it like I said, pretty standard hamstring injury. It just usually takes a couple weeks to kind of get back the strength that you need.
Now, you're a 9-year vet. What do you think about playing in Myrtle Beach for just a little while?
It's pretty cool. Last time I was here, I think, was 2004, and this place has kind of grown up a lot since then. I remember staying over at the Broadway at the beach area, and it was a lot smaller, just a couple restaurants and bars, and now it's pretty impressive what's going on here, and you know, it got me thinking maybe take my family here one day.
Who were you with in 2004? I can't remember the team that you were in the Carolina League.
Yeah, I played with Potomac.
Okay.
How are you feeling now? I mean, you've been here a couple days, and what's the status update?
I'm good. I'm itching to play. Like I said, it's been kind of tough to find a game to play. I was kind of supposed to go to Memphis and had some flight issues, and then decided to come here. And like I said, hopefully the rain holds off and I'll get to play a little bit.
Played near 100 games the last 5 years or so. Was that a little frustrating to start the season off a little hurt?
Well, anytime you're on the disabled list, it's not where you want to be. So, you know, we've been doing some really good work, and all the training staffs I've dealt with the Cubs have just been first class. So, you know, we're just trying to get this done as quickly and prudently as possible so that I can get back and hopefully not re-injure myself.
How good did it feel to go ahead and get that game under your belt a couple nights ago?
It was fun. Yeah, I actually had a little bit of jitters just because I hadn't been playing in a couple weeks. So, you know, it's a tough situation when you come back to the minors, because it's, you know, if you get out, you're supposed to get a hit. If you get a hit, well, you were supposed to get a hit. So, but you know, just being around the guys and having some fun and seeing the hunger in their eyes, it definitely kind of re-sparks a little bit something in me, and makes me appreciate where I am.
Do you pass along any knowledge to them, you know, from your abilities and the things that you've done?
Well, I don't know. I try. We just talking around the batting cage or in the dugout. You know, some of them will pick my brain a little bit, but you know, it's a long road being in the minors, and it's just a series of learning processes that these guys are kind of just getting going with. So it's a lot of fun. It's really a grind to be in the minors, but the reward at the end is pretty special. So you know, you can see it in these guys' eyes. They're all looking for that.
What's your assessment of the Cubs so far? A lot of young talent here, but also first place very early on right now.
That's right. Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say that lightly. You know, anytime you're in first place in the big leagues, it's pretty special. Whether it's the first week or the last week. Obviously, we're hoping for the last week, but I think we're showing offensively that we can really put up some runs now and just support the pitching staff that they've had last year and going into this year that have been pretty outstanding between the starters and the bullpen. So hopefully it's the start of some special year for us.
What exactly do you have to do to rehab this particular hamstring injury? I mean, what things do you do day to day that you normally don't do when you're not hurt?
Well, initially there's a healing process that takes place. No matter what you do, it's usually around 2 to 3 weeks just to heal, and after about a week or so you start strengthening the muscles around it and just basically trying to keep all the areas strong and flexible around the site of the injury. So that's basically what we do for 3 weeks and kind of ease our way back into baseball activities around that time.
I know it's early in the rehab, but where are they going to plug you in once they get you back? What's your role going to be?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see. My role is to show up at the ballpark and have a good attitude and help out any way I can, whatever that job will be.
They just asked you this just a second ago, but you're pretty jacked up. You know, the whole nation pretty much that follows the Cubs and that loves the Cubs are pretty jacked up about all the changes and what might be. How about you?
Yeah, that was the reason I signed over as a free agent, was because I believe the direction the team is going in. And yeah, at this point in my career, one of the deciding factors of where I was going to sign was how likely I was to make a playoff run. And you know, with the manager we got, with signing John Lester and Miguel Montero and trading for Dexter Fowler, I mean, you're starting to see the young core that the Cubs have put together with a couple of pieces here or there, and you know, I believe in where we're going and what we're doing, so that's why I signed over here.
I know you just talked about a new manager there. Just kind of talk a little bit about Joe Madden there.
Well, he's a different cat, that's for sure. He's kind of like the Phil Jackson of baseball a little bit. He's big on philosophy and getting guys to buy into his way of thinking, and I really like what he brings to the ballpark every day in terms of positivity and attitude, and it just sort of spreads among the players. So he's a really fun guy to play for, but he's all business too. You know, it's a guy who holds everybody accountable and wants everybody just to do the small things, the fundamentals of baseball, the run every ball out type of stuff. That shows that you respect the game, and that's sort of the way I like to play, and I think it's going to really help out the Cubs long term.
Just talk a little bit about Wrigley Field a little bit, just some experiences you've had there over the years.
Well, obviously the first time you play there is something special. What they're doing right now is sort of making it into a 21st century stadium while respecting the history of it. Every player will be able to tell you stories about the first time they went there and playing on the field and everything, but I think they're really doing this for the fans more than anything, just to show their appreciation and also to the history of the place, to keep it up, and we're excited about what it's going to turn into. The early returns on obviously the new scoreboard and everything. Everybody seems really excited about it. So next month when we can fill in those bleachers, I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Just talk about your rehab and how you're progressing in your building back up your strength in your hamstring, and how base running is and fielding in the outfield, and just how's your progress coming?
It's coming well. We were actually able to take this pretty slowly just because of the timing of it, being an end of spring training and kind of teams dispersing from Phoenix. Everybody sort of had a week off, so when I probably could have been playing games last week, there was really nowhere for me to play. So while that was a little bit frustrating, it at least gave me time to make sure that we got this right and got it strong, so that I don't re-injure myself, hopefully, coming back.